Chris Jericho just walked into WWE territory for the first time in years, and he came face-to-face with CM Punk in the most explosive confrontation of 2026. What is up, Suplex Rumble family? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're watching this right now, you already know that Monday Night Raw just delivered one of the most shocking, most unexpected, and most talked about moments in recent wrestling history. I'm talking about Chris Jericho, yes, the Chris Jericho, the Ayatollah of rock and rolla, the man who's been tearing it up in other promotions just made his stunning return to WWE, and he immediately locked eyes with CM Punk in a confrontation that has the entire wrestling world buzzing. Before we break down every single moment of this historic encounter, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell because you do not want to miss our wrestling coverage. And let me know in the comments, did you lose your mind when Jericho's music hit? Because I sure did. Let's dive into this incredible story. So let's paint the picture of how this all went down. Monday Night Raw is in full swing, and CM Punk is in the ring cutting one of his trademark promos. He's talking about his journey back to WWE, about proving doubters wrong, about being the best in the world, classic Punk stuff that has the crowd hanging on every word. Punk is firing on all cylinders, getting the audience invested, when suddenly he pauses. He starts talking about how he's faced every legend, every so-called icon, and how no one in that locker room can match his intensity or his legacy. That's when it happened. The lights flicker. The crowd noise changes from cheers to this collective gasp of anticipation. And then, the countdown appears on the screen. You know the one. That iconic countdown that can only mean one thing. When that timer hit 0, the music hit, and the place exploded. Chris Jericho, in absolutely incredible shape, walked out onto that Raw stage for the first time in what feels like forever. The pop from the crowd was absolutely deafening. Jericho stood at the top of the ramp, soaking in the moment, that signature smirk on his face, looking every bit the legend he is. He was dressed in a custom jacket that looked absolutely incredible, and you could see in his eyes that he was ready for this moment. Jericho didn't rush. He took his time walking down that ramp, letting the moment breathe, letting the fans lose their minds. You could see CM Punk in the ring, and the expression on Punk's face was priceless, a mixture of surprise, respect, and that competitive fire that immediately ignited. When Jericho climbed into the ring, the two men stood face to face, and you could feel the energy through the screen. These are two of the greatest talkers in wrestling history, two men who have main event WrestleMania, two absolute icons standing in the same ring for the first time in years. Chris Jericho returning to WWE is huge for so many reasons. This is a man who has reinvented himself multiple times, who's remained relevant across decades, and who many consider one of the greatest performers of all time. His ability to adapt, to stay fresh, to constantly evolve his character is legendary. And the fact that his first interaction is with CM Punk? That's perfect booking. These are two men who share similar career trajectories, who both left WWE and thrived elsewhere, who both came back on their own terms. The parallels are incredible. Once both men had microphones, the verbal warfare that followed was absolutely phenomenal. This wasn't just a promo, this was a masterclass in character work and storytelling. Jericho spoke first, welcoming himself back to WWE and making it clear that he didn't come back just for a nostalgia run. He talked about seeing CM Punk's return and thinking, if Punk can come back and act like he's the best thing going, then I need to come back and remind everyone who the real best in the world is. The crowd ate it up. Jericho has this incredible ability to walk that line between being serious and entertaining, between being cocky and charismatic. He reminded everyone why he's been successful for over 30 years. CM Punk didn't back down for a second. He fired back, saying that while he respects everything Jericho has accomplished, this is a different era now. Punk pointed out that he's been carrying WWE on his back since his return, main eventing pay-per-views, and proving he's still the best in the world. Punk delivered that line with such conviction, such confidence, that you couldn't help but believe him. He acknowledged Jericho's legacy but made it crystal clear that he's not intimidated, not impressed, and definitely not stepping aside for anyone. The two men got closer, almost nose to nose, and you could feel the intensity radiating from the ring. Both of them stayed in character perfectly, Jericho with that arrogant smirk, Punk with that intense, focused stare that says he's ready to go at any second. Jericho then dropped a bombshell. He challenged CM Punk to a match, right there on the spot. He said that if Punk is truly the best in the world, then he should have no problem proving it against someone who's actually earned the title multiple times throughout his career. The audience was losing it. Chants of yes, yes, yes filled the arena. This is the dream match that fans have been fantasy booking for years, and now it's actually happening. The energy in that building was electric. Punk looked around at the crowd, taking in the moment, and then he did what only CM Punk can do. He accepted the challenge but on his terms. He said Jericho can have his match, but it won't be tonight, it won't be on Jericho's schedule. It'll happen when Punk decides, and it'll be for more than just bragging rights. To fully appreciate this confrontation, we need to talk about the history and parallels between Chris Jericho and CM Punk, because it makes this moment even more special. Both men are around the same age and came up in the business grinding through independent promotions, proving themselves night after night before making it to WWE. They both had to fight for their spot, overcome doubters who said they were too small or too unconventional to be main eventers. Both became WWE champions, both main event major pay-per-views, and both proved that you don't need to fit a specific mold to reach the top of this industry. Jericho and Punk are both legendary on the microphone. They're two of the best talkers in wrestling history, and they both cut promos that are still quoted and referenced today. Having them in the ring together, trading verbal shots, is like watching two master artists at work. Jericho revolutionized what a heel could be in WWE, constantly reinventing his character and finding new ways to get heat from the crowd. Punk's pipe bomb promo is literally one of the most famous moments in modern wrestling history. These guys know how to captivate an audience. Here's where it gets really interesting. Both men left WWE at different points and found massive success elsewhere. Jericho has been a cornerstone of other promotions, constantly reinventing himself and proving he can thrive anywhere. Punk had his own journey outside WWE before making his triumphant return. The fact that they're both back in WWE now, both looking to prove something, creates this incredible dynamic. They understand each other's journey in a way that most wrestlers can't. While they've been in the same company before, these two haven't had extensive one-on-one programs together, which makes this confrontation feel fresh and exciting. There's some history to reference, but this feels like a new chapter, a fresh rivalry that can deliver amazing moments. Let's talk about what this means for WWE as a company. Having Chris Jericho back is absolutely huge. He's a proven draw, he's someone who can work with anyone, and his return immediately makes Monday Night Raw must-see television. Pairing him with CM Punk right out of the gate is genius booking. You're taking two of your biggest stars and creating instant buzz, instant interest, and instant ticket sales for upcoming shows. This is the kind of marquee matchup that can headline major pay-per-views. WWE is clearly invested in delivering dream matches and creating moments that feel special. This confrontation proves they're listening to fans and giving us the content we want to see. For Chris Jericho, this return validates everything he's been doing for the past several years. He kept himself in incredible shape, he stayed relevant, he kept evolving as a performer, and now he gets to come back to WWE on his own terms. This isn't a nostalgic victory lap, this is Jericho proving he can still go at the highest level against the best competition. A program with CM Punk elevates him and reminds everyone why he's considered one of the all-time greats. Plus, Jericho working with WWE again opens up so many possibilities. Who else could he face? What other storylines could he be involved in? What legends could he team with or feud against? The opportunities are endless. For CM Punk, having Chris Jericho come back and immediately call him out is a sign of respect. It means Jericho sees Punk as the guy to face, the top star worth challenging. That elevates Punk's status even more. This feud will also push Punk to deliver his best work. Jericho is someone who can match him on the microphone and in the ring. This is the kind of high-level competition that brings out the best in performers. And let's be honest, beating a legend like Chris Jericho in 2026 would be a massive statement for CM Punk. It would prove he's not just back, he's better than ever. So what happens from here? Let me give you my predictions and some dream scenarios that could play out over the coming weeks and months. I think we're going to get several weeks of back-and-forth promos where Jericho and Punk try to one-up each other. They'll take shots on social media, they'll interrupt each other's segments, and they'll keep the tension building until we reach a boiling point. WWE might have them face each other's allies first, maybe Jericho brings in some associates, maybe Punk's friends get involved. This creates a slow burn that makes the eventual match even more anticipated. When they finally do face off, I don't think it's going to be just a regular match. We're talking about two legends who need a stipulation that matches the magnitude of the moment. Could it be at a major pay-per-view like SummerSlam or even WrestleMania? Could there be a special guest referee? Could the match have career implications or championship stakes? The possibilities are endless. What if this isn't just one match, but a trilogy? They could have 3 matches with different stipulations, each one showcasing different aspects of their skills. That would give us incredible content for months and create lasting moments. Here's a wild idea: what if after feuding, Jericho and Punk realize they respect each other so much that they team up? Imagine these two as a tag team, combining their talents to dominate the division. Eventually, they'd probably turn on each other, but what a ride that would be. Jericho could use this program to put over Punk in a major way, with Punk getting a decisive victory that cements his status as the top guy in WWE. Then Jericho moves on to work with younger talent, helping build the next generation. Regardless of how this specific feud plays out, having Chris Jericho back in WWE opens up incredible possibilities. He could work programs with so many talented performers, help elevate storylines, and deliver those memorable moments that fans talk about for years. And there you have it, Suplex Rumble family. Chris Jericho is back in WWE, he's already confronted CM Punk, and we're about to witness something truly special unfold on Monday Night Raw. What are your thoughts on this incredible return? Are you Team Jericho or Team Punk? What kind of match do you want to see between these two legends? And what other dream matchups do you want to see now that Jericho is back in WWE? Drop all your predictions and reactions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button, subscribe to Suplex Rumble for all the latest wrestling news and analysis, and check out our other videos.